You know, I love Pirates. I think it's a great dark ride.
The smell.
It's fun. Yeah. The smell's wonderful.
Hi, I'm Emily.
And I'm Nathan.
And welcome back
to Access the Magic.
We are a disabled Disney-loving couple who love all things Disney and all things accessibility.
If you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe and click that bell notification so that you get notified, because coming up next, y'all, we have our series from Disneyland Paris. So some really exciting French vlogs coming your way soon.
All right, today we thought it would be fun to do a little get to know us video. So we've put together 26 questions for 2026, all about Disney, accessibility, us, a lot of various things. So grab your favorite beverage. We have our cute little Disney cups. Mine's Magic Kingdom.
Mine's EPCOT to match.
Cute Disney. And let's get into the questions.
So question number 1. How did you become Disney adults? Emily, this one is because of you.
It is because of me, and believe it or not, it all started with a dream. Genuinely, one night we were staying at Nathan's parents' house. We were there visiting, I think for the holidays a few years ago, and I just had a dream that we went to Disney. And when I woke up, I said to Nathan, "Oh, it's so funny, I had a dream we went to Disney World." I had been to Disney World quite a few times as a kid and once in my early 20s, but I wouldn't have considered myself a huge Disney adult. Like, I love Disney, I love Disney movies, but it wasn't a huge part of my life yet. And I just turned to Nathan and said, "Oh, I had this dream that we went to Disney World. Don't you think that would be fun?" And he said,
"Yeah, that would be."
So we started looking it up and literally, I think, booked it that day based on a random dream I had. I don't even know what triggered the dream. I mean, I must have seen something online or something subliminal, or maybe, you know, I just got the brain waves from Mickey Mouse, but something just came to me and said, "You have to go to Disney." And so we did. And that was in September of 2023. It was a year after we got married. So we did that as sort of like a mini honeymoon, a mini moon, if you will. We didn't do our big honeymoon until this past summer, actually, when we went to Paris and went to Disneyland Paris. So that was sort of our big celebration of being married, and it was very exciting. And we just absolutely fell in love with it. I couldn't believe how much we enjoyed the parks, how much we enjoyed just the vibes of being there. And quite soon after that trip, we got home and we were saying, we need to go back. And that's where it all started. And now we're annual pass holders and we go many times a year, even though we don't even live in the same country as Disney World. But gotta do what you gotta do, you know? All right, question number 2. Who is your favorite Disney character and why? Nathan?
You know, I think it changes quite often. But for me, the first thing that came to mind, but I feel like I could say 6 things, but the first thing that came to mind is Remy. I just love Remy so much. He is so cute. Oh, but wait, I'm looking in the viewfinder and I see Sorcerer Mickey in the back. Okay, he's the OG favorite. Why is he the OG favorite? Because he dances, okay? Fantasmic is brilliant. He dances. Also, he's like iconic, right?
Yeah.
From so long ago, Fantasia, right? Okay, we love Sorcerer Mickey. Sorcerer Mickey is my favorite, but I do love Remy. I just think he's adorable and so cute, and he cooks, and he makes me come on his rat adventures, and what a great film also. So underrated.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have several different answers, which isn't really fair, but I mean, my favorite from when I was a kid was Ariel, because I guess I'm obsessed with redheads, but I was really excited that there was a redheaded Disney princess. I got bullied a lot when I was a kid for having red hair, which is wild. So it was really exciting for me as a kid that there was a Disney princess with red hair. Interestingly enough, I've heard that a lot of autistic people, I'm autistic if you didn't know, love The Little Mermaid, and it's all something about not feeling like you belonging in one world and like wanting to get to a world where you belong. And that's how I feel. So I think there are a lot of us who relate to that story. So Ariel is like my sort of classic, but I obviously love Baby Groot. Baby Groot is my favorite sort of modern day Marvel character by far. I have a lot of Baby Groot stuff. He's my boy. But I also really am in a Tiana and Rapunzel mood these days. Like, everything Tiana and Rapunzel I get very excited about. I don't know why. I love those movies. I love those characters. I just think they're very strong, independent women who still get to be princesses. And I think there's something about it that I just love and resonate with. And yeah, so I have so many answers. I also love Remy. Like, it's so hard to choose.
It's really hard. Yeah, I would give a different answer now, but I've given my answer.
That's the thing. I think it depends on the day.
It depends on the minute.
Yeah.
Question number 3. What ride could you go on over and over again? Part 2. What ride is overrated? Ooh, okay, this is going to be controversial.
I feel like there are multiple answers to both,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll start with ride that I could go on over and over again. Obviously, Guardians.
Yeah.
It's just the best ride at all the parks, I think, by far. I think everyone feels that way pretty much.
They should.
Yeah.
That's my answer too. Although I will say that your body might be a little bit in shock if you went over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So if I had to choose a more chill ride,
People Mover.
People Mover, yeah, or Pirates. You know, I love Pirates. I think it's a great dark ride.
But the smell.
It's fun. Yeah. The smell's wonderful. It's iconic. You don't like the smell?
I don't mind it, but I think if I was like stuck on that ride all day, I would start to have a tough time. It would be a little sensory trouble for me. The People Mover is like, I could fall asleep on there.
Yeah.
It's
some
in a
people
beautiful way.
Some people do. But yeah, Guardians is the correct answer. But what ride would you say is overrated?
The first one that comes to mind, and I'm so sorry, everybody, because I know everyone loves it, and I just immediately apologize. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I think it's a good ride. I appreciate that it's a roller coaster that people of all ages can enjoy because it's more fun and entertaining than something like the Barnstormer.
Oh, yeah.
But it's still very safe for kids and fun for kids. So if you have kids and you're a roller coaster person, I think it's a great middle ground where adults and kids can enjoy that. Love that. I just think for us, when we're going to the parks as 2 adults without kids, we much prefer to go on Big Thunder Mountain, which is currently closed, so that sucks. But I think it's just a much better roller coaster. But Big Thunder Mountain, for some reason, always has a much shorter wait time than Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I guess probably because there's a lot of kids going on, which is fine. I will never wait. That wait time is often like 2 hours or more, and I would never wait that long for that ride. So maybe if you want to do it, try and do it at Rope Drop. I've also heard people say try to do it during the parade. Oh, because then it's less busy. Or if you don't want to watch the fireworks, do it during the fireworks, but you should watch the fireworks because duh, Happily Ever After is the best thing to ever exist. So I think that would be what I think is overrated. That doesn't mean that I think it's bad or that I don't do it. I just think it has a lot of hype, and I don't know that I understand the hype completely. But maybe I'm contradicting myself already. What would you say?
I'll preface this by saying that this could change the next time we go. But right now, the ride that is most overrated for me is Frozen Ever After at EPCOT. It always has such a long line, and I get it because Frozen is amazing.
Yeah.
I love Frozen. I just think that I get off that ride and I'm underwhelmed, and it is also painful. I am really excited for the new animatronic faces, which I think are launching this week.
Yeah.
So I'm quite excited for that, to check that out, because I think that will make a big difference.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I will sing those songs at the top of my lungs, but I feel like the ride itself is kind of janky.
Well, and we do it every trip. We always go on that ride once every trip. I don't think we've ever not done it, but it's one of those that, again, we're not willing to spend hours in line for.
No.
There are some rides that I'm happy to wait for, and then there's some rides that I'm like, not for me.
I get why it always has a long wait, because Epcot has fewer rides, and especially like a thrill. I mean, it's not a thrill ride. It goes backwards. That's fun. But like for kiddos, it's very kid friendly, obviously, family friendly. I wouldn't wait for 2 hours for it.
There you go. Let us know if you agree or disagree with those takes. All right. If you could live in any land at a Disney park, which would it be? This is a really good question. I love this question.
It's a very difficult question.
It is really hard. Although I think I have an answer.
Okay. Well, you go first.
Although, I think I have an answer now, and I could change my mind in 5 minutes. Yeah. But right now, it would be Fantasyland. Oh. There's just something so magical about Fantasyland. I think that's the part of Disney that makes me feel the most like a little kid. And I think of it not in terms of like, if you were saying which park would you love to like spend every single day in, it would be Epcot. But those lands aren't immersive in the same way I would want to live with them. I would maybe want to visit some of those countries.
Right.
But if I think about the land, I think it would probably be Fantasyland. If I could be immersed into like a fictional world.
Oh,
You
so
know?
this is different.
That's how I interpreted the question. How did you interpret it?
I interpreted
like,
if I could
physical
if I
place
could
that
live
it
in it, like if my bedroom was there.
Oh.
And
Then it would be like I would want to have a bedroom in Spaceship Earth.
So that's exactly what I was going to say. Geo 82 is my bedroom. Okay? That's what I would say. I would say literally like the center section. I don't know if that has a name. You know, the beautiful new middle area, like in front of Communicore Hall, and there's all those tables and the Walt statue
The Walt
is.
statue. That's what I was going to say.
I would live there.
Yeah.
I would live there. Put a kitchen there.
No, right.
Hit me up in Geo 82 with the bed. That's like, and like play me the music.
We interpreted this differently.
We did.
So
we
I
did.
interpreted it as like
a fictional
land. Like if I was living in a make-believe land, fantasy land seems like the land.
I totally get that.
But if it was like an actual part of a park,
Yeah.
it would be that. I feel like some people would also maybe think Pandora would be a cool place to live, which is true.
Yeah.
Or like
Galaxy's
imagine
Edge.
you just like lived in the savannah. Like
that's what came to mind
too. You woke
too.
up and a giraffe is there.
Well, that's just me
Animal
wanting
Kingdom
to stay at
Lodge.
Animal Kingdom Lodge. Yeah. Dreams.
Correct.
Okay, question number 5. What's your must-eat snack every trip?
Popcorn.
That was easy.
It's so simple, and I know it's basic, and I know Disney has so many good snacks that are like way more exciting and interesting and whatever, but my go-to is always going to be popcorn. I love Disney popcorn. It is so good. My refillable popcorn bucket comes with me everywhere. I eat so much popcorn every day. It is by far my favorite snack of all time. But there are a handful of other Disney snacks that I also think are great, but I think popcorn has to be my number one.
And Dole Whip is my number
Of
one.
course.
A strong number 1.5 / I guess 2 to like a Mickey premium ice cream bar.
Yeah.
Damn, that's good. But Dole, come on. And there's so many flavors. And then it swirls on the water in Disney Springs. You can get different flavors. And then
You're just thinking about all the snacks now. You're so excited.
Well, no, all the Dole Whips. I'm thinking about like the festival special Dole Whips at Epcot. Okay, Dole Whip is so versatile. It's brilliant. But pineapple Dole Whip.
I will also say, I don't know if this counts as a snack, but I love me a black half cold brew.
Oh, of course.
That's my girl.
I can't go a Hollywood Studios day without a black half cold brew.
No, we always
First
everyone
up.
like rope drops different rides, and we're like, we're going to Katsaka Scuttle. like
Rope drop.
We're rope dropping Katsakas. We're getting our cold brew.
Absolutely.
Then we can start our day.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay, Nathan.
Yes.
What is your favorite park?
Well, I think we already said it, and I wonder what it is. I wonder what it is. I wonder
what it is.
What it is. I wonder what it is. It's Epcot. I just, Epcot just feels like home to me. I walk in and they sing me those songs. And you're walking in, and then you get to go to all the pavilions, and Guardians is there.
It's also the park that changes the most, I think, because of all the
festivals. I love the festivals.
It feels like there's new stuff to look at
every time we go, which is really fun. Don't get me wrong. I love each park for different reasons.
How would you rank them if you had to rank them?
No.
I want to know if your ranking would be the same as mine.
Okay.
Because Epcot is also my favorite park. It's been my favorite park since I was a kid. It was my mom's favorite park when we used to go as a family. So it's just like, that to me is quintessential Disney World.
Yeah.
Because Epcot to me is what makes Disney World unique. I mean, Animal Kingdom as well for sure. But there are elements of Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios at lots of other Disney parks.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But there's nothing like Epcot anywhere else.
That's
and
true.
I think that's what makes it feel so special. As you said, the music, I just want that music when you enter and the different songs that they play, I just want that on a playlist to listen to.
Through my house.
Every second of my life. Like, that's all I want. But my park rankings, number 1 is Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind that my park rankings probably change. Because every day that we're at a park, that park is my favorite. I'm just like, this is the best!
They're all so great.
Yeah.
And they're so unique, and I love them all. Okay, what are your rankings?
Number 1, Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I think because it is just the quintessential Disney experience. Walking down Main Street and seeing the castle, you feel like you're a kid, and it just feels so beautiful and peaceful and magical, and you know you're there. You know you've arrived at Disney.
Yes.
3, Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
I just think that there are so many rides there that are incredible rides. Tower of Terror is my favorite ride. I also love Rise of the Resistance. I think the design and the way that they built that ride is just incredible. It's probably the most immersive ride I've ever been on.
Yes.
I know it breaks down a lot and things go wrong, but I think that they've planned pretty well.
Less and less now, honestly.
Yeah, and they have a lot of good contingency plans in place for if certain things break down. And then 4 is Animal Kingdom, and that doesn't mean that I don't like it. It's just, it holds such a special place in my heart because of the animals, and I love it. Mm-hmm. But I also, when we were kids going to Disney, for whatever reason, we only went to Animal Kingdom once. Like, we didn't go to Animal Kingdom that much as a kid. Oh, dear. And so I think it just doesn't have the same nostalgia for me, which sucks. But I do love Animal Kingdom. Yeah. They're all so good. They're all my favorite. I love them all.
I would probably agree with you. I was struggling with the last 2. Magic Kingdom definitely number 2 because of the reasons you said. It's Walt's brain. Animal Kingdom. I love Animal Kingdom. I think it's so underrated. It is not a half-day park. Okay.
No.
Maybe right now. But it's not a half-day park. It's certainly at least a 3/4 day park, which is perfect because it closes at 3/4, and then I can go to Fantasmic after. Come on.
We could easily be there until like
6.
4 to 5.
Easy.
And then the park closes at 6 anyway. So it's kind of like, well, then
I can either go home and have an early night, or exactly. Yeah. It's pretty much full.
When people say it's a half day park, I'm like, half day to me means that you're leaving at like noon. And I don't think people are leaving at noon.
Oh, I'm not. I will say I'm really excited for Tropical Americas. Like very, very excited. And I think that's going to that's just going to bring so much new life to Animal Kingdom.
I wonder if they're going to extend the hours when that opens, because it's going to be busy.
Totally. And can you imagine the casita at night all lit up?
Beautiful.
Okay. And it's also about light.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm so excited.
But it's hard.
Yeah.
That is an
like
evil
picking
question.
A child.
Literally.
I don't have children, but I assume it's
well, you have cats, and you don't get to choose. Question number 7. What's your favorite Disney memory?
I have a clear answer.
Really?
Yes. So when I was a little kid,
okay.
I went to Magic Kingdom, and we were watching the fireworks show at the end of the night, and I don't know what I was doing. I went into a store or something randomly, and my mom came running in and said, Emily, come quick, you're missing Tinkerbell. Fly. And I ran out and I missed her, and I was devastated because I was so excited to see that, and I was just heartbroken. Now, there have been many times since then that I've gotten to see Tinkerbell fly, and each time that I see her fly, it feels like a piece of my inner child is healing. Like, it's just this beautiful moment, and I cry every time. But there was a specific moment, I think it was last year when we went, when we were waiting for Happily Ever After, and it started to rain, and usually
it started to pour.
When it's raining very heavily, usually Tinkerbell doesn't fly because it's a safety concern. I totally get it. And I was so sad because we had been waiting all trip to watch Happily Ever After, and we had a bit of a hard day that day, not because of Disney, but because of like other stuff going on in our lives. And I was just kind of having a tough time, and I was so excited for Happily Ever After because I thought it was just gonna, lift my spirits and put me in such a beautiful mood. And as soon as the rain started, I was like, she's not gonna fly. She's not gonna fly. Well, the clouds literally parted about 5 minutes before the show started. We ended up making friends with the people next to us, and so we were chatting with them about, do you think she's gonna fly? Do you think she's not gonna fly? And we were all sort of going like, I don't know, I don't think so. Even though it stopped raining, it was still quite wet, and it might start raining again, we don't know. And then we saw her up there, and I'll insert a little clip of me freaking out about it, because I saw her climbing up to or coming out to the section so that you can kind of spot her right before she starts flying. And I went, oh my god, she's there, she's there, she's there. Yeah, she's there, she's there. Yeah. And she flew, and I don't think I've ever sobbed the way that I sobbed then, because it was just so healing in that moment. And that to me is what Disney is about. It's like those moments where you just feel the most pure sense of joy. Unbeatable.
I can think of one moment that stands out was that on our first trip in September 2023, there was one day that rained quite heavily, and it's Florida, so it rains a lot, okay? But you must realize that for folks in mobility devices, Emily uses a wheelchair at Disney, it can be quite dangerous to move around in, we were at EPCOT, and it was like flooding. That's how much rain it was. It's dangerous to be moving around in that weather because you're going to slip everywhere. So we went to guest services, and we said, hey, we get it. It's Florida. It rains, but it is a bit unsafe, so we got to go. And they were like, no worries. You got an extra day.
Yeah.
We just added on for you. And I just think that moment, it was our first trip ever, and I just realized those cast members care so much about the magic of Disney and keeping it the most magical place on earth, so they will do whatever it takes to make your experience magical and brilliant and amazing and unforgettable. And they did make that unforgettable, and that's like one of the many reasons why Disney is
home.
Yeah, because of the magic that every single person pours into the life and the experience to make those parks feel special and make you feel special as guests going to those parks. So
yeah,
that's a memory that stands out. Shout out to all the cast members. Y'all are magic.
All right, Nathan, describe for us your dream day at Disney.
Oh, goodness me. Okay. I'm going to get it wrong, but I'm just going to spew and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we are going to start off at Hollywood Studios. I don't know why this has become a thing, but I think it's because on our first trip we did Hollywood Studios first for whatever reason, and so now we usually do Hollywood Studios first.
Yeah.
Unless something is awry.
Hmm.
But so we have to start at Hollywood Studios because that just feels like the first thing to do at Disney World for whatever reason. And it also is where Black F Cold Brew is, so you can get your breakfast. It has cereal and milk. It's breakfast.
It's a meal.
And you
can get a Ronto wrap.
You could. So I would do that. I do like a sprinkling of rides. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'd probably, do Rise of the Resistance. I do Slinky Dog Dash. I'd probably do Toy Story Mania. I think it's great. I do Tower of Terror. I do Rock and Roller Coaster, Mickey and Minnie's. Okay, so I'll do that. And it's like I rope drop. So then I'm like leaving maybe at like 1. Mm-hmm. Okay. Next up, I'm going to take the Skyliner to Epcot. I love the Skyliner. A nice mode of transportation. We're vibing. It's the middle of the day, so there's no lines at the Skyliner. It's going to move so well to take me to Epcot. I walk in, it's France. But I go straight to Guardians of the Galaxy because I'm going to do that 3 times today. Okay? We're going to do that 3 times today. And we'll sprinkle in some other things. We'll make sure we eat a lot of food around the world. We're going to do Remy's in between one of those Guardians. We're going to probably do Soarin' between one of those. We're going to do Chest Trek between one of those. Okay? And then it's probably like 6 o'clock. I forgot we have to eat during this, so I guess we're eating. Now it's 6 o'clock, okay? Get ready. We are hopping again to Magic Kingdom to get in our fireworks spot, watch Happily Ever After, cry, go home, pass out, do it again. What about you?
Mine is very similar to yours, with a couple of changes.
Okay, change it.
Okay. Wake up at a beautiful resort, maybe the Riviera.
Oh.
Because it's on the Skyliner.
Yeah.
And I would love to stay at the Riviera.
Yeah.
Skyliner to Hollywood Studios for rope drop. Mm-hmm. Black Half Cold Brew, Rise, Tower of Terror, Slinky Dog Dash, Toy Story Mania, maybe Rock and Roller Coaster if it's still open. Mm-hmm. And we're going to pretend that none of them have any waits, because it's my perfect.
Well, exactly. That's why I was able to do so much.
I can do all of that within and Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway,
yes.
Of course.
Yes.
I can do all of that within 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Skyliner to Epcot.
Yeah.
Guardians.
Guardians.
Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Yeah.
Guardians 6 times, get all 6 songs.
Oh.
Just keep going. They just let me keep going. They don't take me off. I just
they don't.
sleep around.
They would never take you off.
Take the bus to Animal Kingdom.
Whoa.
Do a savannah, and it's cool enough that the animals are out.
The lions.
Love it. Expedition Everest, 3 or 4 times.
Right.
Peace. Bus to Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
Dinner, maybe at Tony's on the patio. But we also have time to sneak in a few rides.
Whoa. Okay.
So we do a good old Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Mm-hmm. We do Tron. Pirates Haunted Mansion.
Big Thunder Mountain will be open in your perfect
Mountain
day.
Will be open.
Yeah.
All of our favorites.
Okay.
Watch Happily Ever After.
Yeah.
Go to sleep in our hotel room, which is in
Cinderella's Castle. Okay. That was a bit more dreamy than mine, I suppose.
What can I say?
If you could have whatever you want, which includes literally no one else in the park. I was trying to be a bit more realistic. Okay, next question. What Disney parks have you visited, and which park do you want to visit next?
We have been, obviously, to Disney World, so that includes Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom. We have not gone to the 2 water parks because we're not really water park people. Nathan almost drowned once at a water park, and so I think we're just going to avoid. We have been to Disneyland in California, so we've been to both Disneyland and California Adventure. We just this summer went to Disneyland Paris, and we went to Disneyland, the main park, and then we went to... It's now called something different.
It's called something else now.
It was called
Walt Disney
Studios.
I think it's called Disney Adventure World.
Yeah, something like that. So we've been to those 2. But that's it. Yeah. I say that's it. I mean, that's 3 of the 6 parks around the world. Yeah. So it's pretty great.
Yeah.
I think my next top one would be to go to Tokyo. Specifically to go to Tokyo Disney Sea. Because that park looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the animatronics and the rides there just look incredible. So I would really love to go to that one.
I would say Tokyo too, but if I were to say something different, I'd say Shanghai because it's the newest Disney park, has the biggest castle. I think the technology is, because it's the newest, it's very state-of-the-art technology. So I'd love to see that. I know this isn't a park, but I'm so excited because we are going on our first Disney cruise this fall. And I'm excited to witness the Disney magic in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
I just think that's like a whole different world.
I'm really excited.
It's a whole different park.
We're not even cruise people, but I think it's going to be so cool.
I'm going to be.
Yeah, I'm going to be a Disney cruise person.
Exactly. Sure. And I'm so excited to visit Castaway Cay and Lookout Cay because those are essentially Disney parks. Come on.
It's true.
It's Disney magic on a land.
On a land.
Okay. So that's pretty exciting. It's not a park, but I'm excited to do that.
Beautiful.
Love
that. All right, and our last question for this section is, what is your favorite EPCOT festival?
Oh, this is really hard.
I love all of them.
This is really hard. I love them all for different reasons. Something about Flower and Garden.
Yeah.
I just think the park looks so pretty.
Yeah.
I love to see all the different flowers and the topiaries. Come on, the topiaries are incredible. I love making sure we hit all the topiaries, checking off my list, checking out my map.
There's something magical about that.
Something about flowers in Epcot gets me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's my favorite too. We're lucky enough that we've been to every Epcot festival. So we've done Festival of the Arts, Flower and Garden, Food and Wine, and Festival of the Holidays. And I love all of them. I will say I think Festival of the Holidays is probably my least favorite because I think it's the least interesting.
I think that's true. Festival of the Arts was the other one that I was toying in between because I think it's very immersive.
Yeah.
There's so much to do, and because of all of the art, there's so many artists who are, creating live magic right in front of you or can sign your prints.
I really hope we get to go back next year because it was such a great time.
It's beautiful.
I also do love Food and Wine. That's the first festival we went to together.
Yes.
And it's great, but I will say I am not a huge foodie. I have a lot of stomach issues, and so it can be hard for me to eat different things. And neither of us drink alcohol, so like the wine part or the drinks part is kind of irrelevant to us. So I think it's super fun, but sometimes I'm also kind of like,
Yeah. I like Food and Wine. I like to try all the different kinds of foods, but
I like doing the search for Remy.
Of course.
That's my favorite part.
But here's the thing. Epcot has food stands at every festival.
Yeah.
So you can still get good food at other festivals when there's other things to do. I'm just saying. Okay, we're moving on to our next section, which is all about accessibility. Question number 11. What has surprised you most about Disney's accessibility?
I should preface this by saying that a lot of the accessibility stuff that we're going to be talking about right now is related specifically to Disney World. As I said, we have also gone to Disneyland in California and Disneyland Paris. If folks want a video about the things that we noticed about the difference in accessibility between those three parks, happy to do that, happy to talk about it. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to stick to Disney World.
Good idea.
And I think the thing that surprised me the most in a really positive way was the thoughtfulness behind the language that cast members use. So as Nathan mentioned, I am an ambulatory wheelchair user. So when I'm at Disney, I use a wheelchair because that walking is too much for me.
Lots of standing, lots of walking.
I have a spinal cord injury, and so it's too much for me to handle. So I use a wheelchair, and the thoughtfulness behind the words when they ask me about my comfort level of transferring and what accommodations I need is really nice. Yeah. Other theme parks, I will sort of come up to the line and they'll go, "Can you get up? Can you walk?" And it's just not phrased in the nicest way. Whereas at Disney, they almost always say, "Is everyone in the party comfortable standing for a few minutes? Is everybody in the party comfortable transferring to the ride? Would anyone like the ride slowed down or the walkway slowed down or whatever?" And the way that they phrase it is a much kinder question where it's more about asking me what my comfort level is than just saying, "Can you stand up?" And that makes a big difference to someone like me who hears those questions all day, every day. That surprised me and I really appreciated it.
I think what surprised me most, it continues to surprise me, in fact. So this is what surprises you most about Disney's accessibility is, even though we've been like 15 times in the last 2 years, every time we go, there's something new that we discover that we didn't know before. So for example, we'll go onto a ride that we didn't know had a transferable car in it, for example, or
Rise
that
of the Resistance.
yeah,
Just discovered this
exactly
recently.
that the door can open wider for you to transfer into. That's so brilliant. A lot of rides actually have that. So if you're unsure, just ask. But we continue to find out things about how Disney is making their parks more accessible, and I think that's what's so exciting. Yeah, it's just very refreshing. And one of the reasons we continue to go back is because we go there and everything is taken care of. They've thought through nearly everything when it comes to accessibility, making sure that people can access the food, making sure that people can access the shops, making sure that people access the shows, the entertainment, the nighttime, even parades, and obviously the rides. But it's a wholesome experience. What about transportation? Get on the buses, the Skyline, or the monorail. Everything's thought of, and you're taken care of, and you don't have to advocate for yourself, which is something that, as disabled people, we have to do all the time. Everything is just inherently accessible. Mostly.
I mean, there are always going to be gaps.
Of course.
Because it's impossible to make things 100% accessible
for
everybody.
everybody.
There are a lot of gaps that I notice, and I'm like, they could just do this and that would make it easier.
Yeah.
But I do think in comparison to so many other theme parks that we've been to, Disney really
it's a different level.
Yeah. All right. The next question is, do you use DAS, which stands for the Disability Access Service at Disney? And I do kind of want to make a whole video about DAS because I have a lot to say about it. Mm-hmm. The answer is yes. I use DAS because I am autistic. I do still qualify currently under the new rules. I am a high masking autistic person, which means that if you meet me, you might not know I'm autistic for a little while until you start to get to know me better, and then you'll start to notice signs of it. And then it will become glaringly obvious the more comfortable I get and the less masking I feel like I have to do. So a lot of people, when they find out that I use DAS, are surprised because they think that I can cope with being in the lines, but I really can't. And again, I don't really want to talk about that in this video because that's not what this video is about. But if folks are interested, I can make a video about it because I did have a really negative experience the last time I had to do my interview for DAS. And I do think it's worth talking about because they say it's a service that's supposed to be for autistic people. And yet a lot of autistic people and neurodiverse people are being denied access.
Yes. And I think it's because the application and interview process is quite inaccessible to that specific community. So it's a separate video for sure.
Yeah, I mean, who was like, you know how we can like tell if someone is autistic enough? Make them talk to a stranger on the internet.
On Zoom. Like, really?
It's like my worst nightmare. If folks are interested, I will do a whole video about that.
Question 13. What accessibility tip do you wish you knew on your first trip?
A very specific one is that the accessible viewing area for Happily Ever After fills up really early. So the first time we went, we got there like an hour early and it was already full. And so I didn't get to see any of the projections on the castle because I was in my wheelchair and I had a lot of people standing in front of me. So the second time we went, we got there 2.5 hours early, and that's how we were able to get in. And now we go almost every time at least 2 hours early, sometimes 2.5 hours early. That's a tip I wish I knew the first time because I missed so much of that show the first time we went.
It's a good one. I think one thing that I wish I knew is that the cast members, clearly loving all the cast members in this video, the cast members have so much knowledge and care. And so if you have specific access needs or you don't know what accommodations are available at whatever attraction or ride or show or restaurant you're going to, the cast members will know. Just ask. They are generally wonderfully pleasant and knowledgeable folks who are more than willing to make your experience accessible for you. So just ask. Also, one tip, it's not really a tip, but I'll just say something I love about Disney and Access is that it's so nice when you get to connect with other disabled Disney adults.
Yeah.
So we go to the parks, and specifically when we're hanging out waiting for Happily Ever After or another nighttime show, you get to chat with other disabled folks and you get to learn tips from each other.
It's so great.
You chat to each other about Disney and Access and all the things. So a tip is chat and hang out and be pals if that's something that you're comfortable with.
What ride do you think is the most accessible? And what ride do you think is the least accessible? And I think that's a hard question to answer because accessibility can mean so many different things. So maybe accessible
from like a physical perspective?
Well, no, just from like our experience based on our own access needs. So again, I have a physical spinal cord injury, so I use a wheelchair, and I'm also autistic. So those are the two things that I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about accessibility at the parks.
The first thing that comes to mind for most accessible is Tron. Now, I know that might sound funny because you think you have to get on a bike. But I think what I love about Tron is that there's options to how you ride that attraction. So most of the ride vehicles are the light cycles, the bikes. However, at the back of all of the
just
rides,
some of them.
Some of them, they have like a traditional seat. So you can ride in a seat if, for whatever reason, the bike is not accessible for you. And you can also pull your wheelchair right up to that. They have a transfer seat available. So I think, like, I just love the thought that they put into that ride when they were creating it, that the bike for so many folks, for various reasons, may not be the best fit for them.
Yeah.
And also, from a side note, the pre-show video where she says, "Who are you?" is captioned. And we love to see captions, okay? So
More
another
captions,
form of access.
please.
Yes, more captions.
The one that came to mind for me was Toy Story Mania.
Yes.
For a couple reasons.
Great.
One is they have, again, a specific vehicle where they can take the back out and you can go straight in your mobility device into the vehicle. So I've done it straight in my wheelchair, and that is really cool. It comes out of the main track and into a separate loading area, so you have a lot of space and time. Like, you don't feel rushed to load.
Right.
You've got time. And they've done two other things that I think are great. One is captions. So on that vehicle, I don't know if it's the same on all vehicles because we've only done it on this vehicle, but you can push a button to toggle captions on your little screen. Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
And the thing that I really appreciate is that the blasters, or whatever you're using, whatever you call them, on most of the rides they have like a string that you have to pull to shoot, and on these ones they have a button on top, so you can push the button, which for me, again, because of my physical disability, the button is a lot easier for me to do than pulling that string, because I don't have as much sort of dexterity that way. I just really like that they were thoughtful about multiple things. It wasn't just how do we get a wheelchair on this ride, it was how do we accommodate, you know, lots of different sort of physical conditions. And so sometimes now I will transfer, I won't always stay in my wheelchair, but I still ask for the car with the buttons because it's easier for me to use.
Least accessible. This one's harder because we're lucky enough that most rides are accessible for us. There's one that comes to mind, although it is no longer.
Oh.
I was going to say dinosaur because
it hurts.
It really hurts, and it jostles you around, and it's hard to get into the vehicles. It hurts, period. Yeah. What would you say?
I was going to say another Animal Kingdom ride.
Oh.
Flight of Passage. And I'm sorry because I know it's one of your favorites, but I have to say there are multiple things that I dislike about this ride in terms of accessibility. The ride itself is lovely, but
no, I think you're
from an access point of view, the doorways and the turns that you have to make to get on are super narrow, which, considering that it's a newer ride, is a little bit ridiculous to me. Like, you wouldn't be able to fit a power chair through there, I don't think.
That's
maybe if it was really narrow, but like you almost always turning me and trying to get me through the doorways smack me into things. Not your fault. It's just like it's
really
too
tight. Yeah,
it's very tight. So that is one thing. Obviously, the seats are very uncomfortable and like hard to get on and off. And they didn't do an alternate seat on that ride.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't understand why. Yeah,
it seems silly. Like I think they definitely could have, but they didn't. It is a little bit overstimulating.
Sure. So
from a like sensory perspective, but that is true of a lot of rides. So I'll give them a pass on that because I don't know how you could make that ride less stimulating. It's kind of hard. Yeah. Although there are some flashing lights at one point, and I think they could get rid of the flashing. Seats. And the other thing is that the pre-show, they always load wheelchairs in first, which means you're at the back of the room.
And you can't see the screen.
And I can't see the screen because everyone's standing in front of me. And so I'm like, guys, how did you not think about this? Or maybe, specifically load wheelchairs so that they're on the spot in front of the screen where they can see. Same with like, that's how you should load kids in so kids can see, right? Yeah, I don't usually have the best experience on that ride. If it's not accessible, I'm not going to have the best time. I'm going to kind of be like, well.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. It's still a great ride, but I do think that they can make some changes to improve it.
Yeah.
I don't think we can say for sure that that's most accessible, least accessible. No. We're just talking about our personal experience.
And what comes to mind first. I'm sure I'll come up with a different answer later. All right. Question 15. How does Disney compare to other parks in terms of accessibility? I feel like we've alluded to this.
From personal experience, I have felt the safest and most cared for and most looked after at Disney parks.
Yeah.
Specifically at Disney World.
Yes.
I do think that some of the newer accessibility policies at Disney, such as DAS, are actually less accessible than a lot of other parks I've been to.
That's true.
Including Universal, including Wonderland here in Toronto. So that's one thing where I really don't understand it. The DAS program is, I think, the least accessible of all those accessibility programs and line weighting programs that they have available at different parks. So that's disappointing because I think Disney really nails it with everything else, but that's one area that they fall short on.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Question 16 kind of ties into that, which is, what is something that Disney does really well for disabled guests and what still needs improvement?
Well, what still needs improvement is DAS. I think something that Disney does well, I think we've already spoken about it. Like, I think it's the attitude and the care and the thought that's gone into not only physical access, but also access for deaf and hard of hearing folks, for blind and low vision folks. They've done really intense training for their cast members on language and etiquette.
I think also that something Disney does really well is disabled representation.
Oh, that's true.
I see a lot of disabled cast members, and that makes me really excited.
And disabled mannequins.
In the stores. That's really nice. That's not saying that they couldn't do more, and I hope that they continue to bring that representation into their movies and
their entertainment at the parks.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly. I think that would be really great. As long as it's authentic disability representation, played and portrayed by disabled people. But I do really appreciate seeing disabled cast members in lots of different areas of the parks. For sure. I really enjoy that. In terms of still needs improvement, something that we haven't talked about is they do have ASL, or American Sign Language, at a lot of shows, but they're on like specific days.
Yeah.
And one thing that I saw at Disneyland Paris that I thought was really cool was they had pre-recorded videos of sign language interpreters so that there was a form of sign language available at every single performance. Because that means that deaf and hard of hearing guests can just show up and they don't have to like schedule themselves in a specific way. Yeah. They just have the autonomy to go to any show. Yeah. And I think that that would be really cool. So
agreed.
I think that that's a cool thing that they could pull from Disneyland Paris and be like, let's do this here too.
And question number 17, how do you advocate for yourself at the parks?
I have found that I don't have to do a ton of advocacy at the parks because a lot of my needs have already been met. I'm very lucky and privileged to feel that way and to have that experience. But one thing that I think is helpful is you can go on the Disney chat, like just on the Disney World website, and you can ask a lot of questions ahead of time to a cast member, and they have a lot of documents and resources and guides. I'll try and link some below that I've looked through that have information on how to navigate different like sensory things, how to find areas to rest and take breaks in the park, stuff like that. I find that I want to prepare myself ahead of time so I don't have to have those moments of advocacy in the parks because I kind of just want to enjoy and have fun and not think about it. I don't want to spend every single minute of my trip being like, am I going to be able to get on this ride or do
you have to do that in all other aspects of your life, and that's why Disney is so special, because
it's the one place I don't have to
do that all the time.
Exactly. I think I don't advocate for myself a ton, but I do think for the most part cast members are really open to listening and learning and doing their best. And also, I'm lucky that I have a partner who comes with me to the parks and also always advocates for me and stands up for me and does his best. So I think I don't know that I have a good answer for this question. Yeah. I think just try and talk to the cast members. Yeah. Be patient. A lot of times it's not that people don't want to help. It's that they don't understand or haven't encountered something before. Yeah. But I think that Disney also as a corporation tells the cast members to be accommodating. Yeah. So I think just go in assuming you're going to be accommodated and just be prepared to explain. I know some people sometimes will like write things out on a card if they're scared about having to talk to people. They can have like a card that explains what their access needs are. Sometimes it's hard to advocate for yourself, but I'll work on it.
To tag on to what you were saying, I'm disabled too. Typically... Surprise! But I think in this instance, what comes to mind first is supporting your family and friends. Yeah. If they have an experience that is not accessible for them while they're at the parks, because advocacy is part of their everyday lives in all aspects of their life. Everything is inherently inaccessible because the world was built that way, very unfortunately. Because they're always advocating for themselves, it gets really emotionally exhausting and tiring and dehumanizing and upsetting. And so I think if you're going with someone and you notice that they're having an inaccessible experience and you feel comfortable doing so, advocate for them and do that work, because that emotional labor is a lot. It's important for us as allies and as supporters and as family and friends to put in the work too. So advocate for your fellow disabled friends and family.
Yeah, and I'll also say, don't be afraid to talk to guest services or to send in an email. And you don't have to be a jerk about it. Like, you don't have to go and say, like, I had a terrible experience, blah, blah, blah. You just be like, hey, I just thought you might want to know that this thing was a little difficult for me, and here's why, because it might make something better for a future guest. We have seen this happen with things that we have talked to people about or mentioned, where we have hinted that something was a bit of a difficult experience at some point, and the next time we come back it's changed. And I don't know if that was because we said something or because many people said something or whatever, but I do think it's great to see that they are taking that feedback and hopefully making changes. And that's why I'm really hoping that DAS changes too, because there's so much chatter about that right now and so much discourse that I'm hopeful that they will do the right thing and make some changes there too. All right, this next section is all about our upcoming trips to Disney. So, when is our next Disney trip?
62 days away!
62!
It seems so far.
That seems like so long.
It's in April, so about 2 months away now.
Flower and Garden, baby.
Flower and Garden, which is very exciting. We haven't been since December, so I know that's only December, January, February. That's only 4 months, but for us, that's like a bit long.
So long.
I think 3 is the max I can go without wanting to pull my hair out. So
last year, by April, we had gone 2 times already that year. We had gone in January and we had gone in March. So
that's correct.
This is a lot for us.
So this is a lot. This is quite painful. So I don't suggest you do it. But anyway, it's coming up and we're quite excited. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be great. What are you most excited about on your next visit? Flower and Garden.
Yeah. New topiaries.
Topiaries.
Hopefully Big Thunder is open.
Big Thunder.
Maybe Buzz will be open as well. Space Ranger Spin, which is exciting.
New Frozen.
New Frozen.
So many good things.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot to look forward to. No more dinosaur. Sorry, dinosaur lovers. Yeah, so much.
Yeah.
What do you think?
All of the above.
All of the above.
I love Flower and Garden. I think that's what I'm most excited for.
Great.
I'm probably just gonna cry at every topiary.
Yes.
Every time I see one.
You know who's gonna be the front topiary this year?
I don't think we know yet. I don't think it's been announced.
Dang.
I have been wondering if it's going to be
Judy and Nick.
That's what I was wondering.
Really?
Zootopia.
Well, Zootopia 2 just got like the highest
that's
animated
the
movie of all time.
And the pass holder magnet right now is Judy and Nick.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, maybe
Everything's
and a
Zootopia.
Zootopia topiary would be so cute.
It'd be so cool with all the little animals.
A Zootopiary.
Oh, okay.
Question 20 is, what is your dream Disney bucket list experience?
For me, it would be visiting all of the Disney parks around the world.
Yeah.
So we've done 3 out of the 6, and we got 3 to go. I'd also love to hit up Aulani in Hawaii. We're going to be at Castaway. We're going to be at Lookout, so that's amazing. We're going to go on Disney Cruise Line, but then I got to go on every single Disney cruise ship.
Oh.
Including Disney Adventure. I got to go on that roller coaster. It just sailed across the Pacific.
I know, but that ship is so big.
It's so big and so scary, but a roller coaster in the ocean. Doing every Disney thing possible.
Yeah. See, that would be mine too, but to come up with a different answer, and this is kind of a totally different direction. I would love to consult for Disney as an accessibility consultant, because that is what we do as jobs. If you're wondering, we are both accessibility consultants. We do that full time. And I think that my combined experience of knowledge of accessibility, lived experience with disability and like different disabilities, with my love for Disney, my creative side, like I think they need accessibility within the Imagineering. They maybe already have this, but like I think imagine if I was a Disney Imagineer, but for accessibility.
Brilliant.
Like that would be incredible.
Disney, if you're watching,
call me.
We're right here. We are very willing and able. Disabled.
Very willing and very disabled.
But you know where to find us.
Hi. All right, and the last section of this video, it's been a long one. Thank you so much for sticking with us if you have made it this far. Is a little bit of an about us.
Okay, question number 1/21. How did you meet?
We met working on a show. It was actually a production of Cinderella. So
Yeah?
the Disney vibes have been there the whole time.
It's true.
Nathan was performing in the show. I was working backstage. I used to work in stage management. And we met and we became friends instantly and just hit it off. And 8 years later, we're here.
We're married. We're
for
Disney
4
lovers.
years.
We're cat parents.
Yeah.
It's good times.
Good time. Why did you decide to start posting Disney content?
Emily had this idea of posting because there wasn't as much disability representation in Disney influencer land. So there's so many incredible Disney creators on all different platforms. There are people who do disability at Disney, but I think we wanted to also bring our knowledge of accessibility consultation and obviously our love for Disney and our experience at different Disney parks to the internet, to the world, to you, because it's something that we thought was lacking and needed more support.
Yeah, I think after I had my dream of going to Disney and I was like, we gotta go, I started doing so much research. I mean, autism, I really deep dove and got fixated. And I was watching so many videos on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube of Disney vloggers, Disney influencers, Disney creators, and was having a great time. But I was noticing that I wasn't seeing any disability representation within that sort of group. Again, as Nathan said, there are a couple of disabled influencers who trickle in Disney content, but I don't
generally
know
they're
that there's
smaller.
anyone who kind of does that.
Yeah, as their full-time thing.
Full thing.
Yeah.
And we just started talking about it. And I also have been trying to look up a lot of stuff about Disney and accessibility before the first time we went, and I couldn't find a lot of information. And I was like, someone really needs to talk about this. And so eventually it just became, well, maybe we can talk about it. Our whole lives are about accessibility, consultation, and advocacy.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we combine that with our love of Disney and talk about it? And so that's why we decided to start this channel and have our TikTok and our Instagram and do our vlogs, just to sort of bring about some of that disability representation into the Disney creator community. So who knows where it will go? Who knows how long we'll do it? But I hope that we get to keep doing it for a long time because we love it.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's important, and it is currently a niche within the Disney community that's not talked about enough.
Question 23. What's been the most surprising reaction from followers?
I think that some of the comments that we've gotten have been a lot of, I didn't know that this existed. Yeah. I didn't know about this, or I wish I had known this when I went on my trip. And that is a lot of what inspires us to keep going and to post more, because that's the whole goal, is to be able to post stuff so that people can learn sort of tips and tricks. I don't know if it's surprising, but I think that has been
rewarding.
Very rewarding.
Yeah. I would agree.
Question 24. What does Disney mean to you as disabled adults? Everything.
Yeah, everything. It's home. But again, it's a place where we can go and truly relax and be taken care of and not have to worry about whether it's going to be accessible. Maybe that's because we've gone so many times and we know what is accessible for us. But even that first trip, it was special because of the amount of accessibility and the thought and care that went into it. So Disney,
made us fall in love with it.
Yeah, Disney is where we can relax and bring out our inner child and have an amazing, beautiful, perfect time.
And for me as an autistic person, it's one of the very few places where I feel like I don't have to mask all the time. And I know that that might seem surprising because it's such a busy place, and it is. But because it's so busy, I know that people aren't really looking at me.
Yeah.
But also, like, people don't think it's weird for me to get really excited about stuff at Disney. Like, I get all stimmy and I'm, like, so excited and I'm, like, bouncing in my chair and I'm so happy. And, like, there are a lot of Disney
people.
Adults doing that, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe because there are a lot of autistic people who go to Disney. It's one place where I am not worried about being judged for doing that. And so I go in and I just feel like this weight lifted off my chest because I'm like, oh, I just get to be me here. Yeah. And that is why I love it so much. It's magical. I can't wait to go back.
Question 25. How has visiting Disney parks together shaped your marriage? Because we go so often, we don't go on many other trips because Disney is the place where we
spend our money.
Spend our money and our time because it matters so much to us.
Yeah.
And so because of that, when we go to Disney, it's really intentional time that we are spending together, where we don't have to work, we don't have our distractions. We're just here to have an amazing time. We make sure that we're looking out for each other. I feel extra lovey-dovey. I want to snuggle you at all the nighttime shows. I don't know why, but it just feels like...
It's joy. You get to let go of everything else.
That's it. Because I feel so light and there's no other distractions, I can focus on our time together, which is so special.
I think it's also given us a common hobby, activity, interest that we love. And so we have so much fun at night we watch Disney vlogs from other people.
Every night.
We are constantly talking to each other about Disney news that we find out.
All the time.
Like new merch will come out and I'll be like, oh my God, Nathan, you need to get this shirt because I know you would love this shirt, you know? And so having something like that brings us together and that we get to chat through and like get excited and giddy about, I think is really special as well.
Yeah.
And the final question number 26. What is something that Disney has taught you about yourself?
I think Disney has taught me and allowed me to... You just mentioned this, but to be completely myself. I am pretty much a child in an adult body. If you know me, you know. But like, then I like have to be a professional, and I have to like, or at least I feel like I have to act a certain way around certain people, or you know, I'm at work, so I have to be not as goofy, for example. Haha, goofy, love ya. And I think at Disney, I go there, and it's just reminded me that it's important to bring out your inner child, enjoy that sense of joy, enjoy being silly and goofy, and Pluto. And I think it's just like brought me so much joy. Even when I have to go to work, I know that I'll come home and I'll watch a Disney vlog, and that's good enough for the time being. But yeah, it's just made me remember to be myself. And that it's cool to be childish and joyful and scream at seeing a mouse.
I love it. It's cool to be joyful. It's such a lovely, lovely phrase. I think yes to all of that. You said a lot of things that I was thinking of. But I'll also add that I think Disney and being a Disney adult has also taught me to really not care what other people think of me.
Totally.
Because the first few times that we started going to Disney, there was a lot of judgment from people in our lives being like, you're going again.
Oh, yeah.
And feeling kind of embarrassed about how much we love Disney and feeling like we had to keep justifying it. And then it got to a point where we were like,
I don't care.
We just don't actually care what other people think because we love it so much. Like, why does it matter what anyone else thinks when we are having the best time? And that has now trickled into other areas of my life where I'm like, if something is bringing me joy or providing comfort or making me happy or whatever it is, why do I care what someone else thinks about that?
Yeah.
And so I think that's been a really powerful thing that being a Disney adult has really taught me. And I appreciate that so much.
And surprise, there are so many people like us. Disney adults are everywhere.
We're
everywhere.
You can't escape us. We'll find you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's fun little Q&A, more chill video. We hope that you enjoyed it. We hope that you learned some stuff about us and about accessibility at Disney. We had fun.
We had so much fun. If you have any questions, thoughts, whatever, please comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. If you have topics you want us to talk more about or other videos that you want us to film, let us know. We have so many Disney vlogs coming our way. We filmed so much over the last few months, and I was so busy at work that I didn't have time to edit them all yet, so I'm editing them all now and they're going up now. But it's exciting because that means you're getting new vlogs
every week.
Every week. It's great. So,
thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button if you liked the video, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you make sure that you catch our upcoming Disney vlogs.
Thanks so much. We love you.
Mwah!